You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself anymore? When you've changed so much that you don't know who you are, let alone who you're becoming? Yeah, I've been there too, and here's what nobody tells you. Doubt isn't your enemy. Confidence isn't something you're born with or without. It's built step by step, decision by decision. And I'm about to show you exactly how to do it, backed by actual neuroscience. By the end of this video, you'll have a proven framework that takes you from, I don't know if I can do this, to watch me. Plus, I've given you a free resource at the end that maps out your entire empowerment journey. But first, we need to talk about why you're really stuck. Hey, I am Dr. Cheryl Russell, and I'm living proof that midlife can be your launch pad, not your finish line. I hold a PhD, and I am a former C-suite executive who has led statewide consulting teams and mentored thousands of business owners and evaluated programs at the national level. But here's the thing, at 49, my own life flipped completely upside down, and I had to reinvent myself using some of the tools that I created as an executive. Today, my mission is simple. It's to help and inspire other women in midlife rediscover their joy and design their next chapter with purpose, clarity, and confidence. The truth is, ladies, if I can do this, so can you. Now, if this speaks to you, please hit the like button, and it tells YouTube that you want to hear more talk about thriving in midlife. And honestly, your engagement really keeps me motivated to share these stories and this information. Here's what's happening. You wake up every morning with this weight, this voice in your head saying, it's too late for me. Who am I kidding? Other people can do this, but not me. You scroll social media and everyone else seems like they're sure of themselves. Meanwhile, you're over here second guessing every decision. You stay small, you stay safe and silent. And the worst part, you know you're capable of more. You can feel it, but something keeps holding you back. Look, I'll be honest with you. Years ago, I was sitting in my car in a parking lot crying. I had just quit a career at one company that I spent over a decade building. I didn't know who I was without that identity anymore. I felt like a complete fraud trying to start over. Every morning I'd wake up paralyzed by doubt, and I thought, maybe I'm just not confident anymore. Maybe I'm not a confident person.
But here's what I finally figured out.
So here's what I finally figured out. That in post-production, the beginning of this video never got shot. So with that, you will see me in a different outfit for the rest of the video. But rest assured, this is the same content you're getting. It's just, a different half of me in the first half. But here's what I finally figured out. The root problem isn't that you lack confidence. It's that you're trying to build confidence the wrong way. Most people think confidence comes from positive affirmations, faking it till you're making it, waiting until they feel ready. Wrong, completely wrong. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, self-affirmations only work when you already believe them at some level. If you're telling yourself, I'm confident, while your brain is screaming you're a liar, your nervous system rejects it. Real confidence doesn't come from convincing yourself of something. It comes from proving it to yourself through actions, through evidence, through small wins that are compounded. And that changes everything. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just playing the wrong game. So let me show you the right one. Here is what we're covering today. First, I'll be breaking down the confidence equation, the exact formula that transforms doubt into unshakable certainty, backed by neuroscience. Second, I'll walk you through the 4-step empowerment framework that I used to completely rebuild my confidence from scratch. And third, I'll be sharing an advanced technique that most people never discover, the one that creates permanent change in your brain. And finally, I'll give you real results and the psychology and biology behind why this actually works. So stick with me, because this is the roadmap that nobody gave you. So here's what I discovered. After months of research, therapy, and trial and error, I found something called the evidence-based confidence model. Sounds fancy, right? But here's all it means. You build confidence by collecting evidence that you can do those hard things. Not believing it, not by hoping, but proving to yourself. Every small action you take is a data point. Every time you do something that scares you, you're building a case file in your brain that says, oh, I guess I am capable. And this is backed by neuroscience. Dr. Ian Robertson, a neuroscientist at Trinity College Dublin, found that when you achieve even small goals, your brain releases dopamine. And here's the key. Dopamine doesn't just make you feel good, it actually strengthens the neural pathways associated with confidence and motivation. So every small win literally rewires your brain for more confidence. The best part is it works fast because your brain doesn't need to conquer the world. It just needs proof that you're not going to die if you try something new. Think about it. When you were a kid learning to ride a bike, you didn't wait until you felt confident. You wobbled, you fell, you got back up. And eventually your brain said, okay, we got this. That's how confidence is built, through micro moments of courage that stack on top of each other. And that's exactly what this framework does. It gives you a system to intentionally create those moments. Hey, if this speaks to you, please hit that subscribe button. It tells YouTube you want to hear some more real talk about thriving in midlife. And I can't tell you enough how much your encouragement keeps me motivated to share this kind of information. All right, let's break this down into steps you can actually use. Step 1, identify your confidence baseline. Before you can build confidence, you need to know where you're standing. Grab a piece of paper. Write down one area where you feel the most doubt right now. Maybe it's starting a new career. Maybe it's putting yourself out there romantically. Maybe it's just speaking up in meetings. Just one area. For me, it was showing up on video like this. I was terrified to be seen and to be judged, but I had to start somewhere. Why this works? Because research from Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck shows that being specific activates the prefrontal cortex, the planning center of your brain. Vague goals like be more confident keep you stuck in an abstract thinking. Specific targets create neural clarity. Your brain needs a specific target. Step 2, create your micro-challenge list. Now, under the area of doubt, write down 5 very tiny actions you could take, and I mean tiny. If it feels easy, that's good. That's the point. If your doubt is around public speaking, your actions might be record a 10-second video on the phone and don't post it. Share one opinion in a Zoom meeting. Compliment a stranger. Read a paragraph out loud to yourself. Tell one person about your idea. See? Nothing crazy. This works because Dr. BJ Fogg from Stanford Behavior Design Lab discovered that tiny behaviors, what he calls tiny habits, are more effective than big goals. Why? Because your amygdala, your brain's fear center, responds to the size of the threat, not the type. A small action feels safe to your nervous system. And when you complete it, your brain releases a hit of dopamine and says, hey, we survived that. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a small risk and a big risk. When it comes to building confidence, it just knows we did something scary and we lived. and survival equals confidence. My first micro challenge was recording a 30-second video and posting it to this channel. I didn't tell anybody, I didn't share it. That's all I did. But it proved to me that I could press record, that I could see myself on screen, and that was a huge thing to get over. Step 3, the 24-hour rule. Here's the game changer. Within 24 hours of watching this video, you must complete one micro challenge. Not tomorrow or next week, not when you feel like it. Within 24 hours. And why this works is because there's something called the fresh start effect, studied by researchers at the Wharton School. They found that taking action within 24 hours of setting a goal increases your likelihood of completion by 300%. Why? Because motivation is perishable. Your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making part of your brain, is strongest right now. The longer you wait, the more your amygdala, your fear center, takes over. Action creates momentum, momentum creates confidence, and waiting kills both. When I decided to rebuild my confidence, I gave myself a rule. Do one uncomfortable thing before noon every single day. Some days it was sending an email that I did not want to send. Some days was introducing myself to someone new. But every single day, it was evidence to my brain. Step 4, document your wins. This is the part most people skip, and I was guilty of this. But it's the most important part. Every time you complete a micro challenge, write it down. Keep a confidence journal. Use your phone or your notebook. Just one sentence. Today I did X, even though it scared me. This works because Dr. Rick Hansen, a neuropsychologist, talks about something called experience-dependent neuroplasticity. Basically, your brain is Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. That's the negative bias. We evolve to remember threats so we can repeat them, but we forget our wins. By documenting your wins, you're literally forcing your brain to encode positive memories. You're building what Hansen calls resource neurons, neural networks that remind yourself of your capability. This is non-negotiable. If you don't track it, your brain will gaslight you to thinking you haven't made any kind of progress. Studies show that people who track their progress are 42% more likely to achieve their goals. Write it down. Hey, real quick before we move on, if you've ever felt lost after a major life change and you don't know how to move forward, I've created something called the Midlife Reinvention Quiz and Blueprint to find clarity and confidence and your next chapter. It's a step-by-step guide I wish I had when I felt completely lost. Inside, I walk you through exercises to uncover your hidden strengths, test drive new directions, and rebuild an identity that feels aligned. If you're ready to stop drifting and start designing the next chapter of your life with clarity and confidence, check it out. The link is in the description below. Now, back to our framework. Here's the advanced technique that most people never discover. It's called the alter ego effect, and it's wild. Here's how it works. You create a version of yourself that already has the confidence you're building towards. Give that alter ego a name, a personality, a way of moving through the world. Get playful with it. It could be as simple as naming her future me. She's the version of you who already has done all the scary things, who's already built the life that you want. And when you're about to do something that terrifies you, ask, what would future me do? And then do that. Sounds silly, I know, but here's the psychology and the neuroscience behind it. Research from the University of Michigan found that when people use psychological distancing, like referring to themselves in third person or adopting an alter ego, they perform significantly better under stress. Why? because it activates your prefrontal cortex, your rational brain, instead of your enigmia, your fear brain. Your brain doesn't differentiate between you and a character you're playing. Actors use this all the time. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that children who pretended to be superheroes showed greater perseverance and self-control. It's called self-distancing. When you step into an alter ego, you create a psychological distance from your fear. It's not me taking this risk, it's future me. And that little mental shift, it's powerful. The first time I went live on video, I was shaking, but I pretended I was future me, the version of me who had done this 100 times. And you know what? I showed up differently. I spoke differently because I wasn't performing as scared me. I was performing as future me. I was performing as confident me. And after a while, that performance became real. This is called neuroplasticity in action. Dr. Joe Dispenza research shows that when you repeatedly practice a new identity, even in imagination, you create new neural pathways. Your brain literally can't tell the difference between a vivid mental rehearsal and a real experience. So when you become your alter ego, you're training your brain to be that person. Try it. Create your alter ego. Step into that when things get hard. Watch what happens. So why does this method actually work? Let's look at the science. Reason 1, it rewires your nervous system. Every small win tells your amygdala, your fear center, that you're safe. Research from UCLA neuroscientist Dr. Alex Korb shows that each small success increases serotonin levels in your brain. Serotonin is the status and confidence. Over time, your baseline anxiety drops and your baseline confidence rises. This is called neuroplastic adaptation. Reason 2, it builds self-trust through self-efficacy loop. Psychologist Albert Bandura spent years studying self-efficacy, your belief that in your ability to succeed. He found that the strongest source of self-efficacy is mastery experiences. Not affirmations, not visualizations, but actually doing. When you say you're going to do something and you do it, you prove to yourself that you kept your word. That's what Bandura called enactive mastery. And that is the foundation of unshakable confidence. Reason 3, it creates exponential momentum through compound effect. James Clear talks about the 1% improvement rule in Atomic Habits. But here's what's happening in your brain. Each small win increases your dopamine sensitivity. Higher dopamine equals more motivation to take it to the next action. It's a positive feedback loop. Confidence isn't linear, it's exponential. The more you do, the more your brain wants to do. The truth is, you don't need to be fearless, you just need to be braver than the fear. And science proves that happening one micro moment at a time. All right, here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1, download the Midlife Confidence Blueprint I created for you. This is everything I use to go from lost to unstoppable. And it's yours for free. The link is in the description. It's everything you need to start building unstoppable confidence today. Step 2 is complete one micro challenge within the next 24 hours. Remember, the research shows that 24 hours equals 300% more likely to succeed. I don't care how small it is, just do one thing that scares you. Then come back and comment, I did it. That's it, just 3 words. Because that comment, that's your first piece of evidence. That's your first dopamine hit. That's your brain beginning to rewire. Look, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and feel 100% confident, but you will wake up knowing that you're someone who will take action even when it's hard. And according to every piece of research we've talked about today, That is the person who changes their life. So go do the thing. Build the evidence, become the proof. Your empowerment journey, it starts right now. Now go there and show the world what you're made of. And if you want to learn more about navigating change in midlife, finding purpose, and redesigning your life on your terms, you need to watch the next video. I'm breaking down exactly how to pivot your career, relationships, and identity without losing yourself in the process. Click the video on your screen right now. Let's keep going because you've got this. Until next time.